video, you can look right at me, like this camera's not here. We'll start with, again, your name, how you spell it, please.
My name is Andrew Berry, A-N-D-R-E-W, Berry, B-E-R-R-Y.
Perfect.
Nobody's going to remember that, just call me Doc. I'm known hereabouts as Doc Berry.
Gotcha.
I'm a psychologist and psychoanalyst, and I specialize in working with veterans and first responders fighting with post-traumatic stress disorder and related mental health issues. I am in private practice right here in Niskayuna. I have presented on this topic with combat veterans, friends of mine across the country. I have presented this at national and international conferences, and basically I'm the PTSD guy. It's my role to get honest and open discussions about what post-traumatic stress disorder is, and stylistically I don't use any of the $10 words out of the DSM. I am a storyteller. I use anecdotes and stories to talk about all the symptomology of PTSD, and that reaches the audiences far more effectively than a suit and tie, tenure-seeking kind of presentation that induces narcolepsy. When I'm allowed to tell stories about the symptomology, what I'm really doing is holding a gigantic mirror up to the members of the audience who are veterans themselves and or first responders. And it affects them very emotionally, as Jeannine will tell you. Most of them are either in tears or very close to it. And what I'm trying to do with this, the end goal is to get these guys talking about it. To get these guys talking about it. Now, the significance of that is, for those who do not know, veterans and first responders are trained to not talk about it. They are trained to keep an eye on everybody else around them, to think of others before themselves, if at all. And they don't want to be that guy or that gal who says, I'm in trouble, I need help. And everybody needs to know, when my phone goes off in my consulting room, the person who asks for help, that is the hardest thing they have ever done in their lives, is to reach out and ask for help, because they've been trained not to, and the feelings of exposure, embarrassment, and shame that go along with it. And it's my belief that the more we talk about it, the end goal here, folks, listen carefully, is to get this 22 a day, and by the way, that number I think is way too low, I think it's much higher, is to get the suicide rates down. And the first thing that has to happen is an open and honest conversation. And that's what I'm here to facilitate.
And you talked about you do this privately. Are you doing it in association with Patriot Hills, or are you just here to
I am the mental health advisor. I am the mental health advisor for Patriot Hills.
Gotcha.
I'm the guy with a scary beard who answers questions. I'm the Schenectady County Commander of the American Legion. I'm also what's known as a chef de guerre, in other words, a post commander of another organization called the 40 and 8. It's a fun and honor society. It's by invitation only. We are trying to get the younger veterans into these organizations, and in my opinion, one of the biggest selling points is to get open and honest discussions going about mental health, because these kids are coming home from these god-awful wars, and one of the things that they are talking about is their best friend, their brother, their sister on the battlefield ended themselves. And this can be avoided. But the first thing that has to happen is an open and honest conversation. I can't put it more simply than this. You open up your mouth and the pain comes out. I'll say that again in case nobody hears me. You open your mouth and the pain comes out. And I can't tell you how many of these guys come with years, if not decades, of emotional, mental pressure. And they think that somehow opening their mouth is going to make it worse. And categorically, at the end, when they finally spill it, I say, how do you feel now? And it's a question that never occurs to them. They say, Doc, I feel strangely relieved. And I said, well, welcome to your life, welcome to your recovery. And the idea is to facilitate discussions among them. If I can get one guy to dump it out, he's going to start thinking, hey, maybe there is something to mental health. Hey, maybe I do have more power over this than I think I can. I'm going to call up my buddy whom I served with, and I'm going to get a conversation going with him. And what I'll do is I'll give them videos of me doing the old veteran talk or the old chief talk. The old chief, that's for first responders. And the idea is get them talking. I know I can get them to listen to me, but it's getting them talking. And it seems to be working so far.
How does an event like the one today help achieve those goals?
We get conversations going with random folks. People will come up and say to Jeannine or to me or to anybody else, hey, I saw you on TV. And I'll look them right in the eye. I'll become very engaged with them, kind of like I'm doing with you right now. Say, talk to me. It looks like you got a story to tell. What hurts? And out it comes. And out it comes. And out it comes.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. Well, thank you for what you do.
It's what I was put on this earth to do. These guys and these gals have made it abundantly clear that this is what I was put on this earth. There's no higher praise. I am in some damn fine company.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I
Sure
really
thing, man.
appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Thanks for your time.
Yep.